Argentina time!
We are in the motherland.
The motherland?
The home, the birthplace of my parents, of your grandparents.
I knew that the first time I came to Argentina, I had to come with my mom. Argentina my entire life was kind of a mythical place because my grandparents would talk about it. Everything from Argentina was better. The wine, the beef, the soccer, of course. That's why when the trip to Argentina came up, I knew it was one that we couldn't miss out on. Well, hello. Welcome to our room. Very simple, but very nice, very clean. Big comfy bed. Oh, we have robes!
Whoa!
We have robes!
This is huge!
After landing and checking into our hotel, we decided that we had to fight off the jet lag by exploring our neighborhood. What do you think about the trees, Dad? I got good trees?
Argentinian trees? Yeah.
Yeah, good.
I recognize them anywhere. Actually, that's a Florida palm right here.
Argentinian trees are the best trees.
So we're at the Recoleta Cemetery here in the center of Buenos Aires. It's a big tourist attraction, which is interesting because you don't usually think of that for a cemetery, but it's actually quite beautiful with all like the mausoleums butting up against each other. We're gonna go exploring and hopefully learn a little bit more about the history of this place.
There's so many details in every single one, and it's actually pretty interesting because when you look down, it goes so deep, so there's space for their whole family over time. It really tells a whole story for every single family that's been buried here. You could twist and turn all day, and I still don't think you'd see it all. Presidents are buried in here. This is a big kind of social status type of place to be buried in and have your family legacy continue on here. It does feel weird to like pay a fee to see coffins, but it's much more than that. A deep history of the city and
The people who shaped it, I guess. Yeah.
we're going to El Ateneo, which is actually an old theater that is now a library. So let's go check it out. It's a really good Barnes & Noble.
So everybody knows Argentina for empanadas, but I don't know if everybody knows about alfajores, and it's a cookie covered in chocolate. Right in between is a dulce de leche.
So we've decided that we need to have an alfajore ranking. So this is alfajore number 1. At 1 to 10, let's all go around. I'm gonna start off and give it a 7.
I have nothing to compare it to. So right now, this is the best one I've ever had.
So 10. It has to be a 10.
So it's a 10.
So I'm gonna give this one a solid 6.
You double fisting the alfajores?
Alfajore number 2.
One bite, everyone knows the rules.
The cookie is hard, whereas the other cookie, not hard. I just think it's a different thing.
I'm not a fan.
I don't even know if I would count it as an alfajore. It has like alfajore flavored ice cream. I think I'm gonna give this one a 5.
This is an alfajore fusion.
Are we
Are
disqualifying?
we disqualifying it?
This is more like a Nutty Buddy.
So we are at the widest avenue in the world, and we're gonna see how many lights it takes us to cross it. So over under 2.5, I'll take the under.
It's over.
All right.
It has to
No,
be a
walk.
normal walk. It has to be Olympic speed walking rules. Your legs can't both be off the ground at the same
All
time.
right, we're going Olympic speed walking rules. Yep. All right, so we're on our first light cycle.
I think you're losing, Joe.
Kelly is claiming that I'm running. I do not believe we are running.
I feel like I'm struggling to keep.
Oh, stop flying. 5, 4, no.
You did not commit.
It would have had to been the sprint to the end. I guess that makes Kelly the winner.
Everything in Argentina is very late. Life happens at all times of the day, so most people tend to start eating here around like 9 p.m.
And we were walking around like 7 p.m., 8 p.m. looking for a dinner spot. Streets were dead, and by the time we're done with our dinner around 8:39, the restaurant had become packed. Heading over to my mom's cousin's house for an asado, traditional Argentinian barbecue.
Argentinian, this is the alfajor that you will have. Kind of like, I guess, when we go to the store, we buy a Snickers bar.
I think that was an 8.
6. I give it a 7.
I give this one like an 8.
Yeah.
And of course, every Argentinian gathering has to include some mate.
And what is this made out of?
Calabaza.
Leather in the exterior, and it's the inside of the a bird.
We shake it and
Shake it.
remove it.
Shake it.
Shake. Drinking for. Now it rests 1 minute. The first one is the most strong.
Oh yeah, I've had this before.
Oh, I like it.
It's like a green tea. Like a
Strong green tea.
Yeah.
Yes, we are like coffee or not?
You like it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did not suck the straw.
It's special when you're traveling to feel like you're at home. Even though we live thousands of miles apart, my entire Argentinian family welcomed us, and I couldn't be more grateful. We then had to stop for some Argentinian pizza, and yes, it always has olives on it. Behind me, we have the Casa Rosada. It's their version of the White House. One major distinction between the Casa Rosada and the White House in the US is that the president actually doesn't live here full time. Instead, he just works out of here and gets helicoptered in every day, back and forth. The heart and soul of Buenos Aires.
March 24th every year is a national holiday. It is the day of remembrance for truth and justice. So this is to commemorate the first day that a pretty brutal military regime started here. There were about 30,000 people that disappeared or were targeted during this regime. And it's a day when Argentinian people come here to Casa Rosada, do peaceful protests, really trying to commemorate this day.
All right, so we're at Cafe Tortoni, which is a famous cafe here in Buenos Aires. It's been around for over 100 years. It's in the Parisian style, so everything, it feels like you're in like a cafe in Paris, almost like Versailles.
Okay, so Joe and I copied each other. There was no originality here. We both got a cappuccino. Looks pretty good. I think it has some cinnamon on top. We both got a media luna, ham and cheese. This is a very common like late night snack here, but I guess we're doing it in the morning. And then finally, we got some churros. Okay. That was good.
Definitely more on the pricey side for a cafe here in Buenos Aires, but you're kind of paying for the experience and like the actual view of how beautiful inside the restaurant is.
And while it's very touristy, I didn't feel like it was a tourist trap.
Hello? I'll be right there.
Hi, welcome to my crib. We're in the middle of Buenos Aires here in our own slice of paradise. Spend most of my time here. Pretty cozy, pretty comfy. The bathroom, most people give it good reviews. Here we kind of have a little recreational area. It is what you make it. It is the living room. where people live. This is where I be at. No, here's the other room, also with a huge closet. Out here, it's a wraparound balcony. You get a beautiful view of other people's view. The city noises are a good lullaby to fall asleep. There's even a plus in the outside bathroom. This is the master bedroom. Huge bed. Now this is one of my favorite parts, the bathroom. Can you tell where the shower starts and ends? Because I couldn't, and the floor was all wet everywhere. The best part about this house is the backyard. We have our own pool and parrilla. A parrilla is a traditional Argentinian grill. They put all their meat on here and they slowly lower it and raise it and slow cook it over a period of time, and it's amazing.
We're heading to Plaza de Mayo. We're gonna do a little walking tour. We're gonna see La Boca. We're gonna do some exploring today.
Driving around here is pretty interesting because it's like most South American countries where rules are kind of optional and everyone's kind of constantly merging in crazy ways. But there's a lot less honking. Argentinians have a phrase, no pasa nada, which means nothing happens. Like nothing happened. It's a way to like diffuse situations.
Like most of South America, the predominant religion is Catholicism. Right in the middle of Plaza de Mayo is the Buenos Aires Metropolitan Cathedral. This is where Pope Francis served as Archbishop for 15 years and led Mass.
The whole area around Plaza de Mayo is full of like historic buildings, so if you come here, you should definitely like look into getting a tour to really get all the history. How was your climb?
Scary.
So we're right outside Plaza de Mayo. It actually connects a few buildings together, and then we were able to pay a small fee to go up and have this awesome view. We're on Florida Street, and that's where typically you would exchange your money. You don't really hear people yelling to exchange money anymore because the rate's not as good. Well, I guess you just did, but not as much.
All right, so we're just finishing up in Plaza de Mayo and Florida Street, and we're heading over to La Boca. Yeah, definitely an interesting area. It was a kind of a disadvantaged neighborhood that has been revived. I think there's certain artists that come and they do the colorful paintings of the buildings and stuff like that. So
yeah, similar to like Wynwood in
Miami.
Yeah.
So this is the official store of La Boca next to the stadium. My grandfather is a huge River fan, so this is like the rivalry. Yeah, we can't tell him about this. Mom's cousin was just telling me a story about my mom and her grandparents and how they lived in a convent when they first came here from Italy. She worked as a person who ironed clothes to make money. Like, I'm enjoying getting to learn all the history of my family.
We just had a choripan, which is just like sausage in between bread, but it's like the best of the best. 2 ingredients, that's all you need.
What's a trip without a bit of a detour? We got the key stuck in the Airbnb door. Luckily, the friendly neighbor Raul was there with a knife to bail us out. So we're at Madero Tango. It's a tango show here in Buenos Aires. It looks like a little bit more on the tourist side, but I don't know, we're gonna check it out.
We have been punked, been sitting here for 2 hours, nothing has happened. I don't think they dance here.
Mia, what's your opinion of the tango show?
They came on stage, we sang happy birthday, and then it's been silent.
We came for a story time. Everyone give me your tango review.
I don't like mango.
I'm gonna give them a 5 out of 10. We went for tango, we got story time. The dancers were good, but I think the show, the choreography needed something else.
Revamping.
It's the perfect time for dinner.
It's a perfect time for milanesa.
Nice, just getting started.
I said no sleep.
Cachapas, alfajor, and it's white chocolate. Ooh, 6.
No, not a good one. 6.2.
This is actually a 7 for me.
Wow.
So we apparently made the final boarding call for our ferry. Because we're getting into like final boarding call. No pasa nada. Who leaves early? So we're heading off to Uruguay. We're gonna go to Colonia, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. We're only gonna be there for maybe 5-6 hours before we have to get the boat back. And now we know the boat leaves on time, if not early. So we're gonna be very punctual. We literally just walked maybe like 400 or 500 feet from the ship over to this walled area. Now we gotta kind of find the entrance past the wall.
Ooh, so crispy. The steak is so tender, which is like very impressive for it being like deep fried as well. But there's a lot of flavor in there. I think it's 10 out of 10. I'm like so full now. I need to like lay down. Let's get to it. Let's see the sights.
So we're here in Colonia de Sacramento in Uruguay. And this was kind of like a very last minute decision from us.
Yeah, it's a really easy ferry ride. It's just like a breath of fresh air. It's extremely laid back here. Not as much hustle bustle. Originally, the Spanish were here, and then in 1680, the Portuguese came and said, no, it's ours now.
Kind of feuded back and forth for the next 100 years. It was actually annexed by Brazil. And then Argentina claimed it as a territory for another couple of years until one day someone got fed up and decided, no, we're gonna be an independent nation of Uruguay. And that's what they've been ever since.
It is about to pour, so we are on a mission to find a coffee shop.
Of course, we stayed too long, so now we gotta make the run back to the boat.
It's funny when you're walking around, you kind of see the same people over and over again because you're all dropped off from the ferry at the same time.
All right, so we're back on the Colonia Express, the ship that's gonna take us back to Buenos Aires.
Definitely worth a day trip. And like honestly, I think we could have stayed here like overnight or another day. It was just so quaint and it was really refreshing to be there.
I mean, if you're on a longer trip, this would be a good place to stay like for a couple days and like recharge your batteries if you're going out throughout like South America.
Yeah, there were a lot of backpackers too that we saw like as we were exploring. So it seems like it is a hub for people to like kind of stop and refresh. Six.
6.4. So we ended up coming to Plaza Serrano on our last full day here, and we got another mate, another bombilla, which is a straw. This one's actually made of wood, which is a little different, but apparently it gives a different flavor if you make it with wood or with the calabaza cup.
Cheers.
Well, cheers, yeah.
My highlight, family. This is what brought me here. Many, many years in the making.
I think we've been talking about coming here my entire life. I think all of our family here never thought we would actually come.
So food was definitely also a big highlight of the trip. Alfajores, milanesas, choripán. To my cousins, to all of them, to Cynthia, to Romina, to Sebastián, to all my cousins. Muy feliz de haber estado aquí compartido con todos ustedes. Los quiero muchísimo y el viaje se repite. Salud.
Salud.